come to that as well. I'll talk about two words that sometimes we divide them, and I think they are single connected, and without them there will be no adoption. And that is from centralized exchanges to decentralized finances. It was never one exit the other one, but centralized exchanges plus DeFi, it will send us to the mass adoption. We need to build trust the next 10 years. We are already paused. We already have great tech, but what is missing in blockchain and in crypto is trust, nothing else. We have great tech, we have everything. I'm not here as a developer, I'm here as a crypto mentor. So as a crypto mentor, I talk to people who have struggled in crypto since day one. They're not sure if they should trust this new technology, this new finance. And they have some questions. They're like, can I trust this? Can I use this daily? Because it's not. And the answer to that is that we need to talk about these two words, to be centralized. People are not ready to be decentralized, and as much as we try to clarify the DeFi without actually having one place where they can call, the adoption will be just slower, nothing more. What do they usually care about is they don't care how fast one transaction goes. They already have that. We know, blockchain, one transaction goes from one wallet to another wallet in 10 seconds. They don't care about this because they have it. They care about things that DeFi still cannot provide. If I can say, they ask, can I pay my bills in USDC? They're like, yes, let's go from blockchain, let's go to this new finance world that is perfect, it's great. But when it comes to paying my rent, I have to translate to fiat. When it comes to paying my electricity, I have to go back to fiat. So I have to go back and forth between these two worlds. These are the questions that we need to answer, not no pause, USDC, USDC. Be like it or not, centralized exchanges is really build adoption. I don't know if any of us have ever been in any meeting with any government, but they are the one who push the rules. We are waiting to be regulated to go from 10% of people who are using crypto to 90%. This 10% of crypto who believe in DeFi, they are already in crypto, they are already in wallets. This 90% that we haven't convinced yet, they are waiting for regulations. They are waiting for MiCA to be on their own exchanges, which it means centralized exchanges help us, crypto bros, because I'm in crypto since 10 years. I know how this all started. Thanks to them, we have even the 7% of users that we are having right now. They are making sure that this industry survives under rules too. Like they disconnected us from crypto being known for criminals. Without centralized exchanges, honestly, crypto would still be a playground for kids. Do you remember 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when you told somebody, oh, I'm into crypto, they were like, are you a backend developer? Are you a gamer? Crypto was not for everybody, and that was the time where DeFi bros had this on their hands. They made it visible and easy. When you tell people like, yeah, you can come to crypto, we all want to go to centralized exchanges, the very first step is not in DeFi, it's not in wallets. Why? Because it's very much easy. They gave millions of users the first step in crypto. We don't talk too much about it. They built the ramp from fiat to crypto. When people buy crypto, they go buy it. They go buy it. They buy crypto like they consider fiat like exchanges. They gave people confidence. People feel safe under centralized exchanges. They don't feel safe on the back. We can talk day and night, but they want to call somebody. When they lose their password, they want to have a call. So they give them their trust. There will be less scale. Without centralized exchanges for sure. Scale crypto is a little bit smaller, slower, just like when we died. When we were labeled as backend developers in games. But there is opportunity. Obviously, it was a new tech, and there is something new that can be so many languages. When FTX collapsed, the wife of my uncle, she came like very much stressed, and she was like, have you had any money in FTX because it collapsed? She couldn't breathe. I was like, no, it's okay. Back in 1940, so many banks collapsed. It's a new tech, and the challenges was obviously they're going to be here. We were learning together with the system. But they then gave us the chance to measure it. Then wrote on the screen decentralized exchanges. Doesn't mean that we're losing the focal point, because these exchanges, by the end of the day, they use blockchain. By the end of the day, our transaction is being registered in blockchain. So it's not that we're going far away from where we started. Regulation is more recognition, right? Do we talk about regulations as if it is something bad? As I said, it's 90% of people that were waiting to onboard them, they are literally waiting for more regulations. These who were fine with whatever we have until now, they are on crypto. They are always on crypto. Education is something that we don't talk too much about it. Back in 2003, for the first time, I said yes to being a mentor. Do you know what was my biggest problem? People will say, oh, she failed in crypto. Oh, the only reason why she wants to be a mentor is because there is no money and she failed on her trades. Education, but as soon as you get privilege, you're trying to educate the new generation, you are ready for it. If you go online and you Google my name or anything, but only if you go on LinkedIn, the fact that I made it possible to change how people or mentors in crypto are being seen or being viewed, just because I gave the people trust, I was like, wow, I made an impact. I was so happy with myself, because always mentors were known as scammers. But by the end of the day, decentralized finance is the resilience where do we want to go, and it's always open. There are some limits under centralized exchanges, and that's obvious. Under their roof, you're not decentralized. I don't even want to, how many of you would call centralized exchanges Web 2.0? All of you? Yeah, it's Web 2.5. It's not totally Web 2.0, because by the end of the day, that's just blockchain. Instead of blockchain, you type 95% of users, they don't have their keys. If you go to Binance and they have wallet, they have exchange. 95% of Binance users are on exchange. Only 5% are on wallet. They all have the chance. It's on the same screen, but they just don't use it. It does tell one more time that people are not ready to be decentralized. They don't even want to be fully decentralized. They love the tech, they love the blockchain, but they want to have a room. And also, it's not true ownership and all that things that we know about. We all know that destination for a lot of us is DeFi. If your destination is to be fully decentralized, you have opportunities. You have wallets out there, network works perfectly fine. That's where true ownership becomes. I think if you really want to decentralize, only centralized exchanges. Balance runs it through keys. You're going to have your keys. There is no way to call it provide my password if you mail it back and forth to send your documents and bring your password back. Transparency will replace trust. There is no more trust. You have nobody to trust. You are trusting yourself and be transparent with yourself. When you go in DeFi, you're totally alone. Rules are code. There is no rules. In DeFi world, there is no rules. DeFi is not there. It does already work. We can talk day and night, but DeFi is, we can see that it does work. Millions and billions of stable coins are moved daily. Like if I want to send on payment right now, even in Eurozone, also it's not part of SafePay, it lasts me 5 days, too many documents. DeFi works. I can send on payment in the United States in 30 seconds. We know that it works. That's a proven technology. Uniswap does a 24/7 without middleman, liquidity, unlimited. AABE is another app that you can borrow money in blockchain. It doesn't matter if you're a strong business, weak business. You can just go there. Whoever wants it, the products are here. The data is are people using it. DAO means decentralized organization, communities, crypto communities of DeFi places. This tech does work, and we know that since 10 years. The problem is not user experience. These who wants to be more low-key, they can go in DeFi, and these who wants to be on centralized exchanges, they can go in centralized exchanges. But user experience is not the problem, because I hear people too much, using a wallet is not easy, that. No, there are so many new wallets that it's extremely easy to use. People literally, they put it wrong code, and you think that if they learn 30 minutes every day for 1 week, they're gonna learn a wallet. That's such an easy thing. These people can will learn how to use a wallet. They also learn how to monetize Web2. We can talk back for Web2 day and night, but there are families who became billionaires thanks to Web2 and marketing. People learn how to decode algorithm. People know how to learn shit if they want to learn that, you know? It was never about, oh, it's so... it's hard to understand. It was never hard to understand. I very much lost my... It was never about, oh, it's so... It's hard to understand. It was never hard to understand. I very much lost my presentation, but probably in the end it was only one eye. Oh, the next decade. We all know that 10 years, kinda, it doesn't seem too much, but it replaces too much. Because I saw one article, somebody said, Web3 is growing, what is that? Way much more faster than Web2. Of course, maybe we had Web2 to promote Web3. For Web2, it was way much more harder. For us, it's way much more easy. I just can make one video on Web2, go viral, and onboard these people on Web3. Of course that it was easier for us, for Web3 to grow faster. And then it will be programmable money. When I talk to my students, I'm like, we don't see cash that much even by using bank. Like we see plus, minus in some apps that we have in our phones, that from banking. We don't see cash anymore. And already it's programmable. The problem is how hard it is to send across the borders, like how hard it is to send a transaction, how hard it is to convince bank that your business is serious. Like these are some problems that we're solving with this, to be everything under code. We had backends for so many years, software development and this kind of things. We are under code since those decades. Every business will touch DeFi directly or indirectly. I've done one research about the company because I love crypto companies in my free time. I do researches. And I saw how much like guys and banks getting involved. We just had their speaking right now. They were here. Like businesses will be paying in stable coins sometimes without even recognizing. DeFi will be in every home without people maybe not even knowing that they are using blockchain. Not because we are the best, but because we are the fastest. We are the best people anyway. And all these things you can read, not so much to say that. By the end of the day, DeFi is the home where ownership begins, if you want to be decentralized. But trust is the foundation of the next decade. If we start being moon goals, we're going to the moon, we will Bitcoin 1 million, we will lose people. This is how you lose people. If we don't learn people the full truth, because right now crypto half truths are king, like we only hear half truths. Nobody's going to tell you the whole road map, how things go. Like yes, one day you're going 1 million, but going 1 million it will drop. And are you ready to wait 10 years? Yes or no? We tell half truths. And if we tell half truths, we will lose people. By the end of the day, it's never one or another. It's centralized exchanges plus DeFi, if we want to complete this ecosystem. Or other than that, we won't go into this already, we complete it, I don't know if you know. Let's end this simple. Exchanges build the door and DeFi is the home. But a home without trust, it will forever collapse. Whatever home that is, not only in crypto. That's the challenge for us for the next 10 years to complete this ecosystem. Who is talking in front of you? My very first step in crypto started back in 2015. I was introduced by a very good friend in Australia. Her mother in 2004 broke her leg. That's where our friendship started. My mother was working on that, like helping cooking. And then in 2015, her mother was studying IT in Australia. She was like, there is a new world. It's called Bitcoin in Australia. It's big. And at the time, I was working not only journalist, but I was working journalist, video editor, 2 jobs, 1 salary, €200 per month. It was impossible to save. So she was like, here is $1,000 of Bitcoin. Let's start this new journey. In 2016, until 2016, we were only holders. We did nothing. Like, we didn't even know it too much. It was something new. But her mother was IT in Australia, and whatever she was learning, she was teaching us. By 2017, I became a very good trader. By 2018, January, I had a very, very bad car accident. I rotated. I sold all my cryptos on that moment. And I started 3 businesses. I was like, this is my money. And until 2023, I didn't want to be a mentor. So that's when I began.